sure that you're familiar with the phrase, wait on the Lord. It's a phrase that we find used by the prophet Habakkuk. And so I'd like to visit with you some more about the prophet Habakkuk and how we get to that point in which he states, I will wait on the Lord. There are times in our lives, I'm sure you've experienced them, in which we find something that we're struggling with, or perhaps something that is going on in the world around us that we are quite troubled with. And in fact, we believe, and we've gone to the Lord with prayer and with requesting from Him that this is the thing that God ought to do. This is the answer to the problem. And in fact, we are convinced that this is exactly what needs to happen. And we go to God in prayer, and it doesn't happen. And so perhaps we might even get to the point of saying, well, it's not really about me. I'm not that important. But given the situation that we're in, this is an attack upon God. Surely God would want to do something about that. And if He doesn't, it's obvious to us that it will provide an advance for the kingdom of Satan. And we certainly don't want that. That was the kind of situation that Habakkuk had found himself in. He was troubled by what was happening. And he came to God in prayer. And God's answer was not what he expected. He didn't, in fact, get an answer at all to deal with that situation. And he went back to God and he prayed. Said, Lord, help me to understand. And yet, at the end of the day, he did not turn away from God. He did not get frustrated. He did not say, Lord, well, if you're not going to give me an answer, I'm going to look somewhere else for it. He simply said, Lord, I will wait. I will take my stand and I will wait upon the Lord. It's a sign of trust that things don't necessarily happen as I am convinced they ought to. And the answer to what God is doing is not based on how I see it. And even though I'm confused and I even scratch my head about why in the world would God allow these things to happen, at the end of the day, trust in God means that I'm confident that God is on the throne. Things are not out of control. He knows what He's doing, and I will wait on the Lord. That's the lesson that we can learn from the prophet Habakkuk. Thank you for listening today.